Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Seahawks fans, strap in because what I'm about to tell you might just be one of the biggest rumors. And I mean big asterisk. That could reshape the NFC West and have seismic effects on our beloved Seahawks Super Bowl aspirations. It's a story that's been buzzing around NFL circles lately, and it involves one of the most explosive wide receivers in the league right now, Tyreek Hill from the Miami Dolphins, and the possibility of him ending up in Seattle. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this really happening? Hill to Seattle. That sounds like a dream. Well, folks, the rumors are gaining traction, and if they come true, it could be a game changer for us. A move that takes our offense to a whole new level and puts us squarely in the conversation as Super Bowl contenders. Let's back up a bit and set the scene. The Miami Dolphins, despite their talent and high-powered offense, are facing some tough realities. They started the season looking like legit contenders, but with a 6-7 record and some inconsistent play, they're fighting just to make the playoffs in 2025. It's no secret that their offense, which once looked unstoppable, has taken a hit. They've struggled at times to keep their rhythm, especially with injuries and some questionable offensive line play. And the truth is, they're looking to shake things up. Rumors indicate that Miami might be open to trading Tyreek Hill despite his massive production. 200 yards, 60 touchdowns, averaging around 14. 2 yards per reception, arguably one of the most electrifying receivers in the league today. Hill's speed is unmatched, and his ability to turn any play into a big gain makes him a nightmare for defenses. Now, that's where it gets really interesting for Seahawks fans. The Dolphins are reportedly looking to clear about $20 million in cap space to do a rebuild, especially on the offensive line, and they're willing to part ways with Hill in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. That's a pretty hefty price tag, but for a player like Hill, who can change the trajectory of an offense, the Dolphins see it as a necessary move to reset and prepare for the future. The idea is that Miami wants to avoid a similar decline to what they faced last year when Waddle held out, and they see trading Hill as a way to rebuild their cap and draft assets. But why would Seattle be interested? Well, for starters, adding Tyreek Hill would be a game changer for our offense. Our passing game has been good, but it's lacked that explosive element that can break open defenses and keep defenses honest. Hill's speed, arguably the fastest wideout in the league, would open up mismatches all over the field. Think about it. With Geno Smith leading the charge, pairing him with Hill would create a nightmare for opposing defenses. Hill's ability to gain over 200 yards in a season, combined with his knack for constantly stretching the field, would elevate our aerial attack to new heights. Plus, his separation stats, more than 5 yards per route compared to our current WRs, would translate into a lot more big plays, and that's exactly what we need to take the next step into Super Bowl contention. Let's talk stats for a moment. Hill's 2025 season has been hampered by injuries. Just 4 games played, with 21 catches on 29 targets for 265 yards and a touchdown. But even with limited action, his metrics are impressive. A PFF grade of 88. 5 overall, EPA per target of plus 0.38, and over 250 yards after the catch. When he's fully healthy, Hill is a deep threat with elite ability to make plays 20-plus yards downfield, and he rarely drops passes. That kind of reliability combined with game-changing speed makes him a perfect fit for a Seahawks team that's been searching for that explosive receiver to complement DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Now, if we look at the current state of our Seahawks, we're sitting at 7-6, which is decent but not quite enough to feel completely comfortable. Our offense has been solid, but it needs that extra spark to push us into the upper echelon. Adding Hill would give us that. His presence would create constant mismatches, forcing defenses to double him and freeing up space for Metcalf and Lockett. It's a perfect storm. Hill's ability to stretch the field would boost our offense by at least 200 yards per game, and that's a huge difference maker. Imagine the possibilities. explosive plays, quick strike drives, and a defense that gets more opportunities to pin their ears back because the offense can stay on the field longer with sustained drives powered by our new weapon. And we can't ignore the playoff implications. The odds for the Seahawks to make a deep playoff run are already looking promising at plus 1,800, but with Hill, those odds could skyrocket. He's the kind of X-factor who can flip a game in a heartbeat, especially in the playoffs when every possession counts. His speed and ability to turn any play into a big gain could be the difference between a narrow win and a Super Bowl appearance. Think about it. What if we face off against divisional rivals like the Rams? With Hill on our side, we'd have the speed to outpace any defense, and that could be the edge we need to finally break through and reach the big game. Of course, there are some questions and concerns. The Dolphins are definitely trying to avoid a decline similar to what happened after Waddle's holdout last year. Trading Hill, especially for a first-round pick and a third-rounder, is a significant move. But the Seahawks, with their current cap situation and draft capital, could be in a position to make it happen. Acquiring a player like Hill isn't just about one season. It's about building a team that can contend for years. Plus, it's about making a statement. Seattle isn't just here to compete. We're here to dominate. The question is, how would this move impact our overall team dynamic? Well, for one, it gives us a legitimate home run hitter who can take the top off defenses at any moment. It also makes our offense more unpredictable. Opposing defenses would have to account for Hill's speed at all times, which could open up more opportunities for Metcalf and Lockett underneath. It's a strategic nightmare for defenses and a dream come true for us fans. And let's not forget, with Geno Smith at quarterback, having a deep threat receiver like Hill would make the offense even more potent, especially in critical moments when a big play is needed. Looking ahead, the playoffs are still within reach, and adding Tyreek Hill could be the catalyst that pushes us over the edge. The Super Bowl odds would certainly improve, and the entire Seahawks fanbase would be buzzing with excitement. Kind of move that says, we're here to win now, and it would send a message to the rest of the league that Seattle is serious about contending for the title. Imagine the energy in Lumen Field if we could bring Hill into the fold. His speed, his explosiveness, his ability to electrify the crowd and turn the tide of any game. That's the kind of addition that could make a difference in the most crucial moments of the season. Now, I want to stress this is all speculation for now. Nothing is set in stone. But if the Seahawks could pull off such a move, it would be a masterstroke, one that could elevate us from a good team to a true Super Bowl contender. Our offense would become one of the most dynamic in the league, and our defense, which already plays tough, would benefit from having a lead and more opportunities to get after opposing quarterbacks. This move could also set a new standard in the NFC West, forcing our rivals to reevaluate and step up their game. The Rams, for example, would have a much harder time containing us if Hill was wearing our colors instead of theirs. So, Seahawks fans, as we look at these rumors swirling around, it's easy to get excited. We're talking about a player who could redefine what it means to be a Seahawks offense, a guy who could help us finally break through and claim that elusive Super Bowl trophy. It's a bold move, yes, but in today's NFL, bold is often what it takes to be champions. And if there's one thing our team has shown over the years, it's resilience and a willingness to go all in when the moment calls for it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking forward, the Seahawks need to make some strategic decisions, and if acquiring Hill is even a possibility, it's a move that could define this franchise for years to come. It's about building a team that can not only compete but dominate. With Hill's speed and playmaking ability, Seattle could become a true nightmare for defenses, especially in the playoffs, where every yard, every play, and every second counts. We've been waiting for that explosive weapon to take us to the promised land, and maybe, just maybe, the rumors about Hill could turn into reality. If that happens, everyone in the Pacific Northwest will be talking about how the Seahawks finally made that bold move to ascend into NFL greatness, and fans like you and me will be reliving those moments for decades to come. The Super Bowl is still a dream, but with a move like this, it's a dream that might just become a reality. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seattle Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news.